Alright, let's see if it's working. Live. Wreckreation thumbnail says live, right title. It's good. Alright, let's see if it's working. Live. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi, 16 Mississippi, 17. We have a 16-second delay. Fantastic. Alright, let's play the game. Today's mission is to try to make and publish a SkyTrack, because the last time I played this some months ago, SkyTracks had to be all self-contained. You could not go off-road and then on-road. You couldn't go beside the track. You couldn't ramp from one spot to another. It would just block everything. Loading. Loading. Alright. Seems to be. How do you brake again? We go like this. I gotta remember how to play. And then you drive away. I remember one error used to be going off of this thing would kill your car. Was it this one or this one? Going off of one of these would cause your car to break as soon as you land. Anyways, that seems okay. Longest drift, Harrison switch. No, we don't want to do that. Let's go find a place to drop a load on the ground. What's all this crap on the side? Glengarry Highlands Top Wreckers. Okay, how do I clear that out of the way? Because that is a bunch of junk on my screen. Nope, that's live mix. It's not the button I wanted to press. Down? Is it down, up, left? I don't know. It went away when I went into live mix, so that's good enough. Recommends longest drift at Harrison switchback. No, I don't care. I want to clear. How do I clear the thing from my screen? I don't care about that. There we go. I went to menu and it turned it off, I guess. Already we're being irritated by BS that the game does. Get this stupid message off of my screen. God damn it. I guess it has a timer. Okay. Wow. I just lightly grazed the tree. So already that's a BS. Where's my notes here? Alright, so how long have we been streaming for? I wish there was a timer on OBS to tell me how long I've been streaming for. Cool. So I need to invest in a timer. Alright, I guess I have to use my phone. Because putting a timer, stream timer, shut the fuck up, you stupid little message. Piss off. Putting a timer in OBS is just too advanced, too complicated. Okay, Stream. New timer. Timer. Fuck off with your message. God damn it, I don't care. I do not care. 0000. Message pop up repeatedly. And we have, fuck, oh my god. Fine. We'll hold down the button. Oh. It's not even, I held down the button and it's not doing anything. Now it is doing something? I press reset. Okay, so I had to press reset in order for it to do anything. I do not care about this. I just bugger off. I don't want to do your stupid track. Leave me alone. Okay. Message pop up repeatedly. Touching a tree kills the car. Right. So 2 pieces of shit have already happened. Let's clear out. Let's clear out this. Let's go to the beach, maybe. Maybe we'll just go to the beach. No, I can't. Fast travel. There. Alright. Parking lot. I want to use the car that I was using before. The Hyper Nissan. I think it's this car. Okay. How do I... Okay. There's... Oh my god. There's so much shit on the screen. This message on the top left won't back the fuck off. Okay? Just back the fuck off. And then the message on the right, all these score stuff, I don't care. Okay? Unnecessary. And they say on the Discord group that people are trolling this game. Jeez. How hard is that? Unnecessary crap on the screen. I didn't even start my timer. There you go. Top records. I do not care about top records. Bugger off with your... Okay. Down arrow cycles through that. The top left message does not bugger off. Do I have to go through a menu to turn off recommendations? Audio, video, VSync, fidelity, anti-aliasing, texture, quality, shadow, elements, trims, motion, blue, blue, bloom, bloom, VFX. Nope. There is no option to turn off Wreckreation suggestions. Great. I hate that message so much. There it is again. Every 30 seconds, that box is going to pop up and irritate me. now I can't get the menu to show up anymore. I thought down arrow was supposed to make the menu appear. Now it doesn't. Okay. Recommendations. Clear? There was no instructions on doing that. I just accidentally found it. Live mix. Okay. Accidentally found. Clear. Recommendation. Okie dokie. So we are at the farm. I want to put a SkyTrack on the road. I want to have it start. I want to have it start at the farm. Go down the road. Hit the SkyTrack. Basically, just hit the track. It's called SkyTrack, but I don't just care. We're gonna go around the corner on the road, and then after the corner of the road, I want to go back up to the dirt, and I want it to hit a ramp. Straight ramp, Sparrow Road is just a straight ramp. Okay. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna put a ramp here, like this, and then we put another one next to it because I just want a wide ramp. I don't want like do that. Okay. And now from the ramp, I want to do SkyTrack. I want to do basics. I shouldn't need an on-ramp or off-ramp because you're going to go off of this ramp onto the thing. And if that's not how it works, well, too bad. That's how it should work. Left and right. How do you go up and down? Rotate, camera, flow, raise. There we go. So there's our SkyTrack. Our SkyTrack is going to start here. And let's see. I need... Yeah. So I need to go up above the trees. I will need to test that, of course. Let's put a SkyTrack there. And let's see if that's even, if we could even make that. Before I forget, we want to change the weather. Sunny, so it's always sunny, hopefully. That is up pretty high, isn't it? There's a ramp there. Yeah. Okay. First of all, I saw some fences that I have to clear. Yep. So we should go this way, and then you go this way. Ah, it's not going to make that. And then we go up here, and then whoop. Okay. So those ramps are going to have to be changed to a different type of ramp in order to make that. These ramps have to be higher. So I'm going to select the ramp, modify, I guess. Yeah. Move it back slightly to line it up if I can. as modified as you can. I mean, it's not like you can put the ramps exactly next to each other where they're supposed to be. You know, it's not a perfect game. This isn't Trackmania or anything. They say people are trolling this game. Well, you know, it's kind of not hard when. All right, down. Can I put the ramp up and down? If I could put this ramp up and down, that would be very helpful. If I could put the ramp up and down. What the hell? Why is it? The hell? Why did the texture change? That was weird. Why was the texture changing? So 8 minutes in, texture changed for some reason. 8 minutes. Ramp texture. Alright. Well, because the texture changed, that would suggest that this ramp has that variant of a texture available. Is that a ramp that I'd have to unlock then? I mean, it says 4 out of 5, which means it shouldn't have any variants. But, I mean, that was different. Maybe after I place them I can do something? Can I change, undo lower camera, change skin? Huh. I did not know you could do that. Author's note, place in the audio clip from SNL's Celebrity Jeopardy, where the Adam Sandler impersonator goes, "Once again, something that could have been brought to my attention yesterday." What other skins we got? Yellow. Okay. So I gotta sit here and wait for the texture to change before I'm allowed to change it again. So that should be another thing, is make it so that you can change the texture faster than waiting for it to load first. Alright, let's try this out. Oh, I need to move one of my starting points. Where is, oh, down here, I think. Maybe? No? No. Where's my... Over here. There, W. I think adding, so 10 minutes in, 10 minutes plus. Add button to cycle custom spawns. That would make it a lot easier. Let's see here. So W red looks like my primary. W yellow looks like my primary. Yeah. Red is testing, so yellow is the primary. So we need to go live mix. I need to find the beginning of my track, which will be... I want to put it on the farm, but I probably can't put it on the farm because all the stuff is in the way. So, I'll put the starting point before the farm, but you probably can't put it before the farm because it'll give me a stupid error. We're going to put it here, but I'm actually just going to put it, let's put a marker here. Alphabet, number, science, alphabet, letters, and we'll just go A. There you go. And we need placeable spawn point. I can't remember already. We'll put green. So we'll go green here. Too far away from your car. That is also very irritating. Yeah, okay, you're making it so I can't just fast travel wherever I feel like by putting a marker down, but if I don't lose anything except time, wasting my playtime, which is my own playtime, by the way, to drive to the location, you know, you can still put these things on top of buildings. You can put the spawn point, custom spawn point, directly above something that you need to pick up, and then just drop onto it and pick it up. So it's not like you're saving anybody. We're gonna go green right here. And I don't remember which direction. The whole thing is glowing, so I don't know what direction is straight. I guess we just placed. See, now I can see it. 13 minutes in. 13:40. 13:40. Spawn point. Glowing. It's not a big thing, but I mean it's a thing, right? Glowing, can't see. Facing. There. Put it there. Let's test that out. Fast travel. There it is. Okay. Oh, that'll almost work. Just about. So then we just drop this down just a little bit. Seems to delete the tree. Looks like it deleted the trees underneath it. Anyways, that's our spawn point. But I want to not press circle to go back. Oh my god, the buttons in this game. Okay, in order to go back, you have to left direction. Okay. I mean, it says right direction above it, but what do I know? I want to go straight down, straight up, curves, curve, curve. No, we want to go, where's the one for drops? Yeah, so I want this thing. I'm going to snap it to here. There we go. Okay, it's snapped, so now I can't really do anything about it. Modify 2, 3. Yep, so we want to put it down like this to create a big stupid wall right there. Perfect. Now this is to test if I can hit this thing going the opposite direction. It does overlap the road slightly, so I want to move it. So the next thing to test is I click on this and I'm trying to move the piece, but I can't move the piece because when you click on something that is already set down, the only way to move it is to delete the piece and then place a brand new one, which is, why would you even do that? So 1650 cannot move a placed track piece. I'm also using the YouTube stream as a way of just storage because I currently don't have much space on my hard drive. PIECE. There you go. Now in order to move this piece, I have to I want to move it just slightly forwards, which you can't do. So, I mean, I want to move it even less than one of these pieces. So what I need to do instead is delete, and then I have to, oh, this is the irritating part. Okay, let's go undo. I'm going to edit this piece, make it longer. I'm going to put another piece after it. Then we're going to delete this piece. I was going to duplicate this piece, but I don't believe you can duplicate. Change skin, raise, lower, camera, undo, edit. That's another thing it does. Yeah, and then delete, of course. Circle. Hang on a minute. Why did circle delete the piece? Undo. So if I tap edit, and now I'm editing the piece, okay, now I can move it because it's not snapped. But then if I hit back, it deletes the piece. 8 people made this, okay? 1850, 1850. X places, places and edits. Circle is back, and was it triangle? Triangle is delete, but also circle will delete too. Yeah, so if you pick up the piece and hit circle for back, then it should either put the piece back where it just was, like undo picking it up, or place it down where it is. But placing it down is, of course, X, which means circle should just undo you picking it up. But instead, circle outright deletes the piece, and then you got to go back again. So now that I've got this piece here, I can pick it up, and it's not attached to anything. But if I move it too close to here, it's going to snap. And once it snaps, you then have to go through that whole process of placing it all over again. So we're going to move this back a bit. And then I'm going to pick this piece up, and we're going to snap it there because it just automatically snaps. It's just what it does. Okay. What's something else? Triggers will move the camera up and down, and directional pad will move the piece up and down. So why wouldn't the piece move up and down with the triggers at the same time? See, some people need to play Trials Rising, Trials Fusion, Trials Evolution, and see how a console editor is supposed to work. But then again, Far Cry is also. Maybe I should compare. Okay, 21 minutes, 21:00. Compare rec editor controls with Trials and Far Cry. And also Trackmania, since you're trying so hard to be like them. Granted, Trackmania controls are kind of bad in themselves too. So maybe just vehicle editors are just, you know, not great in general. All right, we want to go back. A shortcut to reset to your last spawn point would be nice. 2211 plus. Shortcut command to reset to last. Custom spawn. Right? In Trackmania, you hit the big button in the middle and the touchpad, and it resets the track. I think you hit circle, it resets you to the last checkpoint, and if you hit the big button, it resets you to the beginning of the track, the starting line. So when you're driving around, I think pressing, the map button, granted, the map button takes you to where I am, and I can then select it and go there. But I think having an option to like long press the map button or something, maybe holding down the button would give you a little loading bar, a little like loading bar underneath, at the bottom of the screen. They would say resetting to spawn or traveling to spawn, and then after the loading bar is done, then it takes you there. What? Oh, the track piece is too close. Okay, that one's on me. I forgot about that. I guess it has to go back a little further still. Looks also like it's not straight, so that could work out anyways. Now I have to go through the gobbledygook of modifying it and then placing another one and then deleting this piece and then picking it up and watching it snap, even though I didn't fucking say to move the piece, I just wanted to grab it. Okay. Camera closer and further, and then raise and lowers up and down. Okay, so because flying the camera up and down is triggers, I think flying the camera up and down should stay as this, and then moving the camera closer and further, that should be the directional pad instead. Because you want all of the controls to be the same, otherwise the player gets confused. Which control am I supposed to be hitting now? 2540. Or give us the option to change our own controls. There you go. 2540. Plus change controls so they are consistent. In big letters, consistent. Okay, I need to move this over. In trials, you can move. You can hold up button. I think that when you move a piece, it moves the camera instead of like leaving the camera where it is, and you can change that too. There's also trials also has mark that down 2644. 2644 trials has plus movement speed modifier for precise placement. Yep, we're comparing. Yes, I am comparing a game made by 8 people to one made by a whole team of people and a big fat company behind them. But if I was making my own racing game, these are things I would add to my own game. And if I'm going to make a game and it ends up competing against your game, wouldn't it be a disgrace if my game was made by one guy and works out to be better than what the hell? How many did I just place? Like 2 pieces next to each other? No, this is weird. Okay, if the one game made by one guy ended up being better than one game made by a bunch of guys, why is that there? Because it was trying to place a piece of road after the piece of road that I was placing, that's why. Alright, back to the drawing board. I've noticed a little piece of the road is not filled in. What are you doing on the side of the road? Let's just fill this in while I'm here. And you stopped way too fast. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Complain, complain, complain. Let's just make your own game if you think it's better. If you think it's so easy. I am, actually. I'm trying to. Drive away. Okay, let's try this again here. Let's not try it again. Let's just finish filling in this road. I think after you unlock something on the map, it should actually be removed from the map and not just, you know, it shows this icon saying that you broke the fence. I think you should just remove the icon altogether. I mean, there's a filter here. Yeah, okay. Parking lots, live mix collectibles. Live mix collectibles. The little green, okay, the little green check mark 3019. 3019. Live mix collected icon should either grayed out or look less like a non-collected, because a collected icon is just a little tiny green check mark that you can't see, and the non-collected is a solid color. That doesn't make sense to me. Like a non-collected. Yeah. So an icon that is collected. My memory is that it used to be, it was a faded out icon if you hadn't collected it, and then a solid icon if you did, and now it's a solid icon all the time. And then all it gets, look at this difference here. Here we go. The only difference is a green check mark, which is not very noticeable. Screenshot that. That's the only difference. You know, it should lose its color. It should get like a circle. It should get, you know, some symbol that says it's better collected than this teal icon on top of it. I don't know. A bigger check mark maybe. Strange that when my car changes gears, it like hops. It's weird. Anyways. Off the ramp. Onto the track. Okay, there's way... Okay, it's... Yep, hurry up. Come on. Reset. It's fine. Live links. There is way too much airtime on that. So, I'm just going to make the track that I want to make and then worry about how to make it checkpoints work. Because, ideally, you wouldn't need to worry about all that shit. 1, 2, 3. Let's go this one. Why did it reset the texture? Okay. 33, 35. 33, 35. Changing ramp resets texture. Yeah, that's bothersome. Because now I have to go through waiting for this animation to play. Waiting. How long does this take? So if I go like this, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 3 seconds. I gotta wait 3 seconds for the animation to stop playing before I'm allowed to do anything with it. In a game about speed, they're really trying to slow you down. Okay, speed up the animation of the texture of the flashy animation. Speed that up. What are we running a Pentium here? 3450 plus. Speed up animation of graph paper of grid. There you go. All right. It's better. It's kind of scary. It almost feels like I'm not going to make that ramp, which is good. Yeah, anything lower, and I think it would come in too tight. So that's good. Next, let's see. I want a banked curve. I don't believe you can do banked corners in this. The closest thing you can do is you do like 2 loops next to each other. And that's it. I want to do a banked corner though. Now to do a banked corner, I have to make a fake. Let's see, I want to do like a wall ride is what I want to do. Right, so now we get into the issue of I want to do something that the game's not designed to do. I want a wall ride, but I don't have a wall ride unlocked. I don't know if there is a wall ride. Basics, straight down, curves, curves up. See, the biggest curves that we have is that. Like, that's a regular old curve. I think I need to do the satisfactory trick where you go to the inside of your curve and you create a piece that you spin and then build outwards to make the curve round. But would that work then? So I think I need to put a floor down. Let's see here. I need to put a floor down so the game will detect that it's connected, but then put the pieces I actually want to use on top of the floor. So like this, but tighter. So I want to go like a wide one, right? And then another wide one. Then I need to change this so that it is no railing. And I also need a straight up. No. God damn it. Straight up. Okay, and then this one's going to snap to here, I think. Right, it doesn't snap, so that's the thing. So only the snaps will count as road, and then the parts that don't snap, this is what I actually want it to look like. So we're going to drop this down to here, and then I need to go make it like this. And now we're really far zoomed out. Oh my god, here we go. Here's another issue. 40 minutes 35 is the speed at which the camera moves inwards is extremely slow. 40. This has been like this since the game came out, man. 40. Cam zoom in / out speed is slower than when it auto zooms out. Yeah. So now that it's auto zoomed out and I hold down the trigger, it's actually stopped. So you can zoom in and you can zoom out, but now it's stopped. Cool. So in order for me to get my camera closer, I have to place it, and then I have to just kind of just hold down the button, and oh, we've stopped. Okay, so this is as far zoomed in as we can get. Now I need this to be placed exactly right next to it in a way that kind of fits. There you go. And then, oh, we are lagging right there. The game is not enjoying my freeform idea. Now it's getting finicky because I'm trying to precise place it, and it's moving too fast. I want to put that thin line right there because that's where it curves downwards. It's closer. I guess we gotta do that. And then we gotta do it again. Like this, right? And then we do it one more time, except it appears to be, yeah, it does. The game is not liking me doing this. I need to move it forwards. I need to move it down more there. And now it's out of alignment. Ugh, and it is really out of alignment because it's not lining up where the track is going to end up. Okay. We'll put it closer than it should be. And then I'll change this piece to be a wall on that side. There we go. And this one has to be no borders, no rings, no rings, no rings. Yeah, so we have this black space right here. That is going to cause like a speed bump when you're driving over it, which is exceptionally irritating. To get rid of it, now I have to click on this, and it deletes it because it snaps it to somewhere that I did not fucking say to. And now we've exited Live Mix, and it just cleared my delete history. Oh my god. Nothing has been changed since I stopped playing. The trolls are right to mock this game. Oh my god. 44 auto snap. Oh great. Now we're going into dream mode, after 5 minutes of which the game will crash. 44 auto snap. F's me again. And it's, oh my god, yeah. Okay. 45 and 40. Flip the page over, start reading on the other side. 45, 40. Restriction with placing pieces through other pieces. Okay. Right, so in order to progress, I need to delete this piece, which will then cause this piece that I just placed to be what the game considers part of the track. But that's okay, because now I have to place it straight up again. Hope it does not. Now I have to place it again. And raise it up. And I want to zoom the camera in further so that I can see what I'm doing, but it's not going to let me because, of course not. And we move very, very fast. I need this to be lower so that it's flush with the track. It's got to be flush with the one next to it. And it's got to be equal there. And I think it has to go over top of that piece there, which means I gotta go like this, something like that, and of course change the piece. Like this, yep, okay. Looks like it is not lined up. And we zoom in very ever so slightly. It's not even rotated properly. Yep, okay. I guess that's that. And place it. And now we're going to move this over. Hopefully this is the right height, in which it's not. It is definitely lower than the previous piece for some reason. Move this in slightly, ever so slightly. It's just going to overlap because, you know, that's just we got to deal with. Okay. Now we move it over, and the piece rises out of the ground. And line that up. Just overlap it so that we know that it works. And you can see from the left, I am further away than where I'm trying to be. And then we're just going to overlap this on here and drop it below the track to make sure that it actually fits. Okay. Oh my god, why is this so fast now? And that's like this, and blank, and blank, and blank with a speed bump. That has a speed bump. Fine. Okay, now, in order to snap piece behind it, what we have to do is called faffing about. I need to add a ramp there and a piece there. Now, hopefully, I can safely delete this piece. And then we place... No. And then we take a curve. And we snap it in. And remove the rails. And then I take a straight up piece. I actually have to take a straight down piece because it's going to be facing the wrong way. Yep. And then we need to drop this piece into the floor. Like this. And now the piece is where it's supposed to be. And we can safely delete this, but I'm going to absolutely put a straight piece there just because I don't trust the map editor. We're going to put straight pieces all the way across here in case it does that and fucks everything up. Okay. And how do people get headlines for themselves? You know, people on Reddit. A person on Reddit posted this and now we're going to report on it. Well, this video shows a person struggling with map editor that he really shouldn't be. There you go. And then, no! Let's do that. And then we'll put something nice here, probably the same thing. This is in the middle, so this would use block right in the middle. You can only do one block in the middle. I think that's the only one we can do. Let's just do this one actually. If you go through that, you deserve to fall off the track. I need one on this side. Actually, can't we do... Yeah, we can do one like that. And then... Same thing. I'll do the same thing on this one. Oh, it only... Oh, a selector would be good. Okay, next idea. 5250, a selector. 5250, variant selector wheel. That's something that the latest Trackmania got right, is you hold down a button, it shows you all the pieces of that variant, and then you pick one from a wheel, instead of having to cycle through a million copies until you find it, and then inevitably skip past it because you pressed the button too many times. Okay. Right, now I need to continue the track on this piece, which I really hope there isn't a gap there. Doesn't look like there's a gap there, but for whatever reason, there is a gap right here. That's fine. I'm going to assume that's fine. I hope that's fine. It's going to bother me if it isn't. Straight pieces. So we have our recover strip right there. Yeah, we'll put a railing there. So supposedly, the idea is that the game will detect this road in the back as being the actual road you're supposed to drive on, but instead, these pieces are in the way, so you will drive here instead. Now, this piece does not line up because it is ever so slightly rotated in the wrong direction because there's no rotation snap. Okay, 5505 rotation snap. 5500 plus rotation snap, also grid. A build grid. Okay. Then from here, I want a corkscrew to the left. There should be a checkpoint at some point. Well, the checkpoint will be, that's right, because checkpoints are separate. So the checkpoint will be, I don't want you to overshoot the checkpoint. So I'll have to put, yeah, I have to put the checkpoint here. So there'll be the checkpoint. You would think a checkpoint you would reset from it, and then you would continue on. I guess, logically, you would have a ramp piece here, so that if you miss the ramp, you could still drive up. But, truth be told, if you're in a race where you can lose the race by, like if you're in a stunt track race and you fail at any point, you might as well just start the race over again because you ain't catching up. You ain't catching up. So if you miss it, just start the track over again. Okay, we need coaster curves, inversions, hang times. What is it? Coaster curves? No. Coaster curves. That's another thing. Coaster curves includes loops. So they're not curves, they're loops. Why would coaster curves not be called loops? This is loops. Standard loop. Spiral loop. Kicker loop. Skytrax, coaster curves, cyclone, loop. Okay, so that's another thing. 57, 55, 57, 55. Why are small loops called loop, but coaster loops are called curves? That's it's the same thing with the controls. When you're not holding a piece, the controls are different than when you are holding a piece. So it's like two different people are making the controls. One person makes the controls for when you're doing something, and another person makes the controls for you're doing something else. So now the loop pieces, one person calls them loops, one person calls them curves, and you end up with two different things. Loop in. I wanted to see now, because this is called a curve, I'm expecting it to curve, right? And then we have an inversion. Now the inversion is this one, but then what's the difference between an inversion and a loop and a curve? So curves, I'm expecting banked corners. I'm expecting quarter pipe, half pipe. And then inversion, I'm expecting it to come back the way it came, but it doesn't. It goes, inversion is an upside down, so we have inversion slash loop slash curve. So inversions should be called loops, loops should be called curves, and curves should be called... is this just the translator or something that does this? Sidewinder, rising sidewinder. So the rising... hang on. The rising sidewinder... well, that doesn't make sense. The rising sidewinder goes up, and the sidewinder just... does the sidewinder just go straight? I guess. Does it? Yeah, the sidewinder is just is a flip over. I think sidewinders should be called inversions. Well, it is. There we go. Yeah, sure. Do that one. And then... oh yeah, that's another thing. Checkpoints cannot be placed on the flat part of the inversion because the entire portion of the inversion counts as the inversion. And you can't put a checkpoint on an extreme piece of track, even though it's not extreme in the slightest. What if your inversions were like the loops, where it has a starting point and an ending point, and then you could put checkpoints on the starting points or the ending points, because it's not like your car has to be going very fast to hit this thing anyways. So 102, 102, 00. Why not cut inversions into two pieces into 2 pieces or 3 pieces, 2 or 3 pieces, like the coaster curves are. Also, checkpoints on these are not also. Yeah, just put checkpoints. Place checkpoints anywhere. Extreme or not. Or have it check. Or have it check. Steepness angle of piece. Notes to self, try to code the shit that I'm talking about so that I can claim to know what I'm talking about. Angle of piece. Yeah. Note to self, try to code in the Unreal Editor a block that can detect the angle of the piece underneath it and not allow and just change color. So if the angle is greater than blank, then set color to red, or otherwise set it to green, and then submit to the development team to say, hey, look, I just did this. I'm a know-nothing. I'm one guy, you're 8 guys. I just did this, and you can do it too. So please add it to the game and quit your whining. Me. Okay. And so that does this, and then so we have an on-ramp, and then across, and then something else that I need to find is the 4-way intersection for roads. Is there a 4-way intersection? Plus 3 and 4-way intersection. 3 and 4-way intersections. Could be part of wheel menu. Okay. Okay, now this piece is here, and I have my piece at the top to link to it, so now I can safely remove it. And the idea I'm going for is to take a basic straight piece, I'm going to align it best I can with here, like that. I need the edge of it to go there. Right. I need the edge of it to go, yeah, like that. And then we're going to add another piece after it. Like this. And then we're going to add another piece after it. I don't know why it didn't automatically add a piece after it like it's been doing. Straight. Why is it over there? Straight. Why is it over there? Just put it where I'm pointing. Oh. 107. 1 hour, 07:40. Place. Just turn off snapping. Place pieces where I'm pointing. Pieces where I'm pointing, comma, disable, snap. 4 months. Was it 4 months? 3 months? 2 months? And snapping has not been... You can't turn off snapping? You still can't turn off snapping. That's just... Okay. Straights. It's over there. Why is it over there? I'm pointing to this piece, and it should go here, but it doesn't. So I'm point down, and now it's not snapping to anything, which is at least acceptable, because I need short version to create that railing that goes across, and then we delete this piece. Okay, so now I have, through all that hectic, I have created a railing at the bottom of the track. Isn't that nice? And the railing extends onto the road in the back, but that's fine because you won't have access to it. Then we go back up to the top, and we go straight down. I'm really surprised that while placing this piece, it is not throwing my camera into the stratosphere. There we go. I need to change it to the variant that puts the bar on the right side. And this one, we need to change the variant to put the bar on the left side. Which it does, because one is, I don't know, because it did. Good. I know this isn't going to work, but we're going to build it anyways, and then I can complain that it doesn't work. Alright, let's take a break. I need to go get some food. And then back to the gripes. For breakfast today, we have some sausages. Alright. Where's my controls? I want a loop. It's too bad that there's this huge strip of land here. Because if I could just come out of the inversion and go straight into a loop, that would be so Trackmania. Coaster curves. The vortex. Actually, I think the vortex is wider. Yeah. Vortex, and then gotta make sure that it doesn't. I mean, you know, if it's really close, that would be sweet. So we'll go vortex, and then maybe we'll go another vortex here. No, I just want. Yeah, because there's no. In order to put a checkpoint, I have to put a piece of straight track. I really want the vortex to be. I want a jump to go through this thing. So you go off of the ramp and you go through this thing. But there isn't enough. These track pieces are so big that there isn't enough room. I would need to go. I would need to have. Okay, I would need to have this thing actually go to the right side, and then a corner around. Maybe we'll do that instead. So instead of going off here, this needs to go. Sidewinder, and probably a rising sidewinder. Otherwise, we're gonna hit the mountain. No, I think there's enough room. I would need. No, we'll go sidewinder, and then we'll go with a. God damn it. I really wish pressing B wouldn't take you out of live mix. Okay, add that to the list. 116. 116. 30. Pressing back. Circle or B. Should not exit. Note to self, replace all mechanical pencils. God damn it. All mechanical pencils with 0.5 lead instead of 0.7, or 0.7 lead instead of 0.5, and throw out all 0.5. Should not exit from editor. In trials, you actually have to go into a menu to go test instead of just accidentally leaving the editor. Because I want basics curves up. Oh yeah, look at that. Right through the mountain. Exactly, so this has to be a rising. Inversion, rising. Actually, I think if we go Skytrack, basic curves. Yeah, because that'll go to the mountain. So we want curves. So rising, and then we want to curve down. like that. Ooh, I like that, going through the trees, yeah. Yeah, it deletes the trees, of course. And then curve down. Yep. Because it takes you too far up. And then this is going to curve down again. And then we want to go, we need a straight. That'll take us underneath the course. And then we'll have a curve, and then I'll put my loop. Yeah. If someone shortcuts the track, I say they've earned it. Yeah, so we'll do 3 across, yeah. A little bit like this. And then we want a curve. Wide curve like that, but I want curve down. Yeah. Let's see. And then we want straight down. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that lineup. That's good. That might actually work. That might actually work. I mean, the game's not going to like this one bit, but that might be just what we needed. If I extend that out any further, the wall will be in the way of half the track. I mean, that could be something. We could put a wall there, we could extend that, we could move this back, we could move this back a little bit. Let's see if this works. And then we'll go coast to curve, the vortex, loop. It's got to turn this one right here, okay. But the other direction. Interesting, eh? So you come flying up, vroom. Okay, that's definitely not going to work there. It needs to be forwards, like half of a piece, but we can't go half of a piece. The dirt, so you'd go up the dirt. Yeah, you want to hit that ramp. Well, the ramps can be curved. You can direct traffic. I think half, like the small piece, would be too far, because then this loop would connect with the outside of it, and you need to, I don't know if it come in. That comes down. It's weird because that goes down and then it flattens out for a moment and then drops down again. Well, let's see how far that would put it out there. Yeah, the whole width of it. Put that there and then go coaster curves, vortex, like that. Yeah. I don't think that would give enough to hit the ramp, so we're gonna remove this piece and we'll go with this piece. Has to be no railings, otherwise it'll cause a problem there. This piece would have to be no railings, unless we add a beam. Oh, that'll put a big fat wall right there. That's not good. I think I need to extend this part out more. So let's delete this piece and see if I can straight just once and then curve down like that. Oh, it actually, right, because it's a different piece. Well, you wouldn't be going too fast, I would think. I mean, that's a tight curve. Yeah, that would totally wreck. I could do this, curve down, an instant curve down. It does look like it sticks the track out just slightly. And then curve down, wide. Oh, it also pushes it back a little bit. That's unexpected. Because, right. Well, pushing it back would put it on the track instead of off the front. That could work. Could also make that piece shorter. So curve down like that. And then we need a straight piece. See how much easier this would be if I didn't have to keep replacing pieces? I mean, that seems to fit. Seems like it fits, actually. I thought there was a big gap, though. I don't know. I thought there was a huge gap there. Yeah. Whoa, what is wrong with this corner? The railing isn't even round. That's funny. Yeah, like that for the wall. So you'd come down, and then there's, I guess that doesn't even need the railing then. Does this? That can't be changed at all. Yeah, the ramp can't be styled at all. So you'd come in, and then there's a corner, and then the corner expands as you come around it. And then that comes down. No, it doesn't push it back. Well, let's push it back then. Why is it snapping from there now? That's weird. That's weird. Why is it snapping from there now? Curve down. I need the 4 there. 2, 3. Yeah, 2. Okay, 3. And then curve down. Oh, curve down small. Yeah. Curve down like this. Railings should only be there when you don't know where you're going. This one's a curve, so you can see where the railing's going to go. And this piece goes here. Yep. What? What? No! No! Oh my god damn fucking screwed me up again. Don't be placing pieces when I don't ask for them. Curve up. I'm just trying to change the look of it. That's what I was trying to do, change the look of it. Okay. Okay, there we go. This is around there, and then there we go. I don't know, man. Railing, yep. And then there's a border, and then that goes down. And then this piece here can't have a railing anymore because that railing's going to kill you. Unless I put a ramp here. I don't know if I put a ramp here if it's going to play nice or not. I could just remove this piece then, because I could put a spiral and then remove the floor so that the spiral is the only piece. Could do that maybe. Let's see here. See, it'll probably say that this doesn't count as part of the track. I think I'm supposed to make an off-road track and then move the points from the off-road portion to the on-road portion. Let's grab this and modify. Do that. And then very short piece. Now I can remove there. There we go. And then we'll put a spiral going inwards, maybe. Vortex. I hate that it zoomed out. Like this. I would have to remove the railing then. It's too bad that you can't just put this just slightly off to the center, off center, like just off a little bit, not a whole bunch, but you can't do that. If I put the spiral in there, because then I also have to use a checkpoint or something. Hmm. Hmm. It's down, around, so up and there, and up and around and down, and hmm. Can I do that? No, you can't, like, make it loop all back on itself. I mean, you can put a little tiny bit of track there, then have it loop back again. I could try to put the spiral on either side. I could put one and then have the road and then another one. But I want you to go through the spiral. I don't want you to go around it. That's what I'm trying to do. Maelstrom, I think, is a bigger one. The Maelstrom, you would go through it, you know, of course, because it's so big. So you'd go like this, and then you'd go up and over the loop. And I have to remove the railings. Larger loops aren't really scary unless you... The larger loops are really for having other pieces of track go through the middle of them. Because they don't... You don't have to go very fast to go over these things. Your car is glued to the track, so they're not... Going over a larger loop is just kind of breaks up the monotony of your face, sort of thing. I could do this direction. So you go over it and then... Yeah. And then you drop back down from the track onto... Back down from the track onto, like, onto the dirt. But you can't do that, of course. Loop in out is hardly even a loop in out. Cyclone. Cyclone is a smaller version. It goes through the middle. I mean, it snaps past that barrier, so that would work. That would work. You go down there and then you go through the middle. I don't know, maybe. So instead you just probably go up the left side here. So instead of here, you just go up like there. Yeah, being able to put stuff inside of other stuff would be really handy, just for movement's sake. Like this. I need you to go straight though. I need you to go straight through that loop, but not through the middle of the loop. But like, yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be shorter ramp. So it would drop off, go underneath. I want a straight down but shorter. Like a straight down half. Like one of the, like this one, but I guess that's it, eh? But lower. So I want this one with less, this shortness, but more drop. Whatever, we'll just do this one. And then nothing on there. No railing on there. Just put one of those maybe. hang time isn't really a hang time either because your car is just snapped to the track. Like you're not hanging at all. You're just driving up and then it's just like Mega Race. 144. 144.50. Hang time is just a sideways track. Mega Race. Huh. Make a Mega Race track. Mega Race tracks are skinnier than these. And there's no banked curves. Isn't that fun? This is the closest thing to a banked curve in this game. Coaster curves, I guess. Vortex. Need to put some type of a pillar, maybe the letter I or something, as a... Wasn't there buildings added to this? Placeable spawn point, dynamic obstacles, alphabet, loops, hoops, spiral blocks, targets, blocks, targets, beach, fun stuff, props, billboards, inflatable track arch, school bus, signs, trackside, track, a bridge. It's hardly a prop, isn't it? Such a goofy prop. I mean, yeah, look at this. You put it down, you try to snap this thing to the... You put it on the track and it just pops it up for some reason. You can't even use it. Instruction. What is it even? What is this even? It's a pylon or something? It's just a sign. It's lame. Experimental? Experimental? Why is it called experimental? Just call it buildings. Scaffolding. Okay. Townhouse center. Wow, it's not even on the ground. Okay. Townhouse center. Really? This is it? There isn't even... What is this? 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's some stuff to it. Townhouse rise. Wow, you... Why can't I put it on the ground? I don't... But it's orange, like I can't place it though. I don't understand why it's... Okay, so... Why is it textured so that you can't see what it is that you're placing? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Townhouses. Yeah, you have to... Is it townhouse? I don't know, I can't really tell because the camera... Okay, let me zoom in a little bit here. This is a townhouse. I guess by townhouse they mean it's a house that you find in the town, not that it's an actual townhouse. Where's the front door on this thing? Is that a front door? There's no front door. There's no doors on these. 1, 2, 3. Okay, after I place this, can I like do anything with it? Lower camera, raise. I can't. Those are doors? Is that a door? That's... What is... What is this even? There's no door? Sure. Okay. Sculptures. Guitar and a duck. Okay, let's get back to things, I guess. Little jump. Right. Straight ramps, barrel roll, long ramps. Log ramps, yeah. Straight ramps. Okay, so the track ramps are, I think there are in Skytrax. Jumps, bumps, and jumps. That's our jump there. Right, so to put the jump here, I need to move this back a little bit. So I need to set this into a small curve to move all of this back by a little bit, and then I could put a jump right there. Maybe. What? Back? Okay. Click here. So I need to use one of those. Right, so that's going to also move it over there. Right, so I need to delete this, even though it's a drift, and we're gonna go no, it should stay like that, and then that one goes here, which moves it back, but then this will have to go straight, basics, straight, yeah, it's gonna have to be shorter. So that's gonna go around there, and then this, and then this piece goes here. I don't remember why there's... Oh, because it's backwards now. Okay, cool. Cool, so it placed it backwards. Why is it snapping backwards? Great, so I just have to delete it and put it back again. Alright, next issue. A minute 54, next frustration. Minute 54, this person's done. 1. God damn fucking pens. 154.00 snapping to the wrong direction. Okay, so some food here. So now I have to do another curve down. I have to remake that piece because it snapped it to the wrong direction. Yeah, snap that in there. Just moves it backwards. Okay. And now I need a ramp. Jumps, jumps. Yes, snap to the... So it seems to be placing it higher than the cursor. Sometimes. Okay. Sub tiny ass ramp. It's not even... You're gonna way overshoot that. It almost seems pointless to put a ramp that small. Goes around. So far this track is connected to itself, not including back here, which it isn't connected. And then we have this tiny ramp, which is really no purpose to even exist. Skytrack, basic, straight. Nice piece of flashy Z fighting in the middle. Can't be avoided because there's no crisscross tracks. If I could move it back a little bit, so if I moved it back a little bit more, I could put this piece in front of the next piece, and then there'd be no Z fighting and it would be passing in front of it. I could probably put a corkscrew in here now, actually. Put half of this here. I don't know why it snaps there when I'm not. Okay, fucking stop doing that. Why is it snapping to a completely different track? Right, the corkscrew is going to go off the end of it. Okay, so here's something. Version 2 puts the center of it right there. Version 3 and version 4 puts it not in the center. Why? Because it's 3 long, so it's not putting the center 3. Yeah. Yeah. That would be funny. Put this here, and then you have to like skip over that piece. So you have to go off the ramp fast enough that you skip over this piece, and if you graze across the top of it, the game kills you, of course. If I did move it closer, I could put the wall there. So you'd be jumping over the wall. Whatever. I like that you have to go between these two trees. So I want to put something here. I would put actually, I'm going to put the checkpoint right between these two trees if possible. Or maybe put the checkpoint just after the trees, and then you just, if you thread through there, then that's just kind of your doing. Are there railings? Placeable spawn ramps, loops, hoops, spiral blocks. The block will kill you if you touch it, which is the most irritating thing ever. You should never use those blocks. Targets and platforms. So the target and the platform are the exact same, it's just the target is a textured platform. So a platform and a target could be the same object with, I think they're just separated so that you have more junk to find. Uh, 203. Platforms, targets are just textured platforms, so you could put those in there. So 203. Targets are just textured platforms. So why is it that I could make that before and now I can't all of a sudden? Why is that too low when it wasn't too low a moment ago? And why is there vehicles parked on the side of the road? Is that a lane? I guess that's a lane. Okay. Live mix. I don't understand why I can't make that anymore. I think I'm just going to leave it at this texture because the game clearly doesn't want me using a textured ramp, otherwise it would make this easier to do. Blue. They're just going to be blue now. Yeah, that's the gist of it. Pretty unexciting actually. Car slows down really easily. I don't know. Maybe you just come through here and it's just a big stupid ramp, like a big stupid ramp. Why do you do this? Would it allow me to do a big stupid ramp, or do I have to? Well, why not? Yeah, you press back and it deletes it. Like, no, why is it deleting it? Back should be let go, not delete. I don't know why those two pieces don't line up. It's very strange. They're... Oh, if I push it just slightly forwards, it pops up, and then if I put it back, it falls down again. Cool. Oh yeah, because it's not rotated perfectly straight. Boy, that would be a funny way. What got you into editing? Oh, I was trying to show a studio, a small studio, on how to make something to show the trolls that I know I'm talking about, and then I ended up just making my own game. Is this all I need? Huh? Something like that, maybe. I don't even need this whole road piece here. We're gonna do that. Now this part isn't lined up, of course. You gotta finagle it until you find exactly which part of the track is the part of the track you think you're on. Now, with my luck, I'm gonna hit these ramps and crash immediately. Turns so sharp in this game, I doubt you even have to drift around this corner. Nope. No drifting required. I mean, it's cool. It's cool looking if you're drifting, but your steering is so perfect in this game. Maybe I should set the weather to, like, rainy or something. Light rain. Can I set light rain for the thing? Straight ramps, sky tracks, placeable. Lower ramp. I suppose I would do that during the event, right? So there's light rain. Is it raining? So that'll take you halfway into the field. Alright, so in order to do my editing, I have to change the weather first. then go into the editor. There you go. Oh my god, can the fog please clear? Also, always heavy traffic. Weather. Sunny. Ticker channels. No. 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 Okay, I'm lost. Where is the map? Oh, is it crashed? No, there it is. No, it's just being stupid. So, I guess, ideally, we would just have chunks of sky tracks. Fucking stop. We would just have chunks of sky tracks. Another thing. I wish the camera would not get stuck on the track. I wish the camera would just go through the track. 2 minutes 18. 2.18.00. Camera should never get stuck on track pieces. On track. Go through it. Man, now I really feel like opening the Unreal Editor and just trying to do something with that instead. Maybe we'll do that in the background. I did not mean to open Epic Games. I just wanted to open the editor. Free now. Claim this week's free game in the store. Yeah, okay. Well, let's take a look at what's in the store here. Free to play. Nope. Free. Ah, Fall Guys is free, finally. Cool. And Raven 2, Crosshair, Marvel Rivals, Vinny Nikki. Are these free to play? Base game, Fall Guys free. Okay. I don't know if I've played Fall Guys, but it looks like a game that I wanted to play. I might have tried it. Wishlist add-on. Get, I guess, add to cart. Yeah, add to cart. Okay. Back. Free now. Balloons. Oh, I don't want to do that. Sticks. Sticks is going to be free. That's cool. January 15th. Okay. Raven 2 base game. That sounds like a MMO thing. It's just a bunch of screenshots of, okay. Doesn't tell me anything about your game. I guess it's another hack and slash. There must just be a template for hack and slash, and then that's why everyone just keeps putting them out. Because they're just all just generic. Crosshair V2, we don't need that junk. Marvel Rivals, no. Yeah, this is all just free to play junk. Weird how the game Hone has the same icon color scheme as their other game. Metal Storm, Fighting, Skate, Asphalt Legends, Game of Thrones. These are all just free to play stuff. Trackmania starter access? Yeah, right. Is that any different than what does starter access give you? Get a taste, play with your friends, complete against 60 players, experience player tracks renewed every hour in the arcade channel. Yeah. Starters, that's probably like the first few levels. 1 year access, $25. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. Well, I would rather just pay $60 or $80 and just buy Trackmania instead of paying subscription bullshit. The first one is better, I guess. Anyways, let's go to there and deal with this thing. An unexpected error has occurred. Socket hang up. Well, fuck you then. Epic Games Launcher, yeah, but where is the Unreal Editor link? Where is it? Unreal Engine is down there by Blender. Okay. Don't know why it's with BlueStacks. ZBrush Core. That should be with the image editors. Red Alert 2 Online. That one should be with... my shortcuts are all over the place. PaintShop Pro is under Video and Audio. This should be under Video and Audio. Although it's not even, that's not even video. That's not video, that's a picture editing. That's editing. Font base is not editing. Font base is a font selector. Teams is a font selector. That is, Teams not font selector. Mernstack course can be removed. Unpin the Linux folder. That goes with Linux. Epic Games Launcher editing. PaintShop Pro, that goes under editing. ZBrush editing. Zoom and Teams, that's why they were there. Video and Audio, Game Hubs, Epic Games Launcher. Unreal Editor should go into a Cork, Model Railroad Simulator, Red Alert Online 2. That gets moved. Unreal Engine goes here. Then Blender. Then ZBrush should go there. I don't know why Game Maker is here. I never touched the thing. Maybe I should learn Game Maker or something. What's the other one? Godot. Freak Audio. Frequent, yeah. AVID box, that goes under Frequent, yeah. Edge doesn't need to be there because now it's part of my unpin from start. It's part of my taskbar. Camera, yeah, AVID Mux, that's correct. Game hubs, yes, but it's frequent. Teams can go under frequent, and let's put font base there. Adobe Creative Suite, get that out of here. Aegis sub, that is kind of offline. Zoom, never use that, but editing. Man, I need to really clean up my taskbar. Catalyst, never use that, I don't know why that's there. Phone mirror. Did I ever even use that? I think that's what's this. Track CAD, that is. And SCARM, those are train things. Where did I put the train game? Red alert, I put there. Model railroad simulator is there, so SCARM track should go there. Model railroad, we'll put this here. Put this here. I should put a link to. I should make a link to railroads, rolling lines, and put that there. Name group. Edit. Editors. And let's just call it game dev. Game dev. Game dev, Unreal Engine. Alright. Back to this. Let's see here. I think that's pretty much it. I'm kind of lost my steam here. Oh my god. Could you not? Well, let's just try and make a race with this, maybe. We need to go to the map in order to make a race. Create event. This one. Off-road race, I think. So we want to start here, I guess. I want to start in the farm. It's not going to let me do start in the farm, probably. Let's try start here. And then we need checkpoints. Why is it doing this? Checkpoints. How many checkpoints? Oh, yeah. I think we put the checkpoints separately. Let's go checkpoint. And then checkpoint. And then checkpoint. And then checkpoint. And then we'll go finish like that. Okay. And then time of day or weather, specified weather. I don't want a lot of rain, I just want a little bit of rain. Rain. Yeah. And then create challenge. Edit challenge rules, launch challenge, save challenge, and then write stick live mix. Now that we're in live mix, the track does not exist. I don't understand this. Basics, on ramps, off ramps, straights. So I have to make my track. So I have to make an off-road race first. Then I can make my sky track after I've already made the off-road race. But if I make my sky track first, I can't add checkpoints in the slightest. That's what it's saying. Okay. Delete challenge. Yes. Okay. Create event. Let's go. SkyTrack point to point. And now it opens it up, and now we have our SkyTrack editor. And I want to put start point. I want to put it here. Checkpoint needs to be on a sky track. See, this is the issue that we run into before. It has to be on a sky track piece, which means you can't do on-road and off-road. Okay, that's what bothers me. Okay, so 232. 232 40 33, let's say. Okay, at 233 we talk about okay, off-road race has access to SkyTrack only after placing checkpoints. Checkpoints. Okay. Okay. So now finish talking during this thing. If you go SkyTrack race, you cannot place a checkpoint off of the SkyTrack. Checkpoint needs to be on a SkyTrack. You have to put the checkpoint on the SkyTrack. I suppose, no, start means that's where the cars will start. So if I want the cars to start on the ground, I would have to put a piece of SkyTrack road on the ground, but then if you leave the SkyTrack, it marks it as falling off the track. And then you can't link between one and the other. So then we go road race only picks the road itself. So if I go road race point to point, custom road route, custom road route, and then place checkpoint, and then place checkpoint, and then place checkpoint. Okay, so that I can't, I have to link it to a road. I can't put the road race on the ground, on the dirt. Road race, you cannot go off-road. So then back. Then we want to go, so then we go off-road race, and then you can place it off-road, but when you're in the checkpoint placement mode, it hides your SkyTrack. Really? It hides my SkyTrack, but then leaves the SkyTrack pieces that are already on the map. It hides your SkyTrack from the editor. Okay, what happens if I place this here? Oh, look, I can put a frickin' checkpoint in the sky. Imagine that, you can put a checkpoint in the sky. But you can't put checkpoints on SkyTrack despite being called SkyTrack. Place. Okay. And then finish. Okay. And then back. And then create challenge. Okay. And now live mix. Now we are in live mix. We have access to the checkpoints. But the SkyTrack that I already built here is gone. So I would have to build it all over again. Let's try that out. So we have no SkyTrack here. We have a start point here. Okay. So let's put our start point like that. And then we're going to move that out of the way. And move this out of the way. And now let's go SkyTrack, basics. Let's go with a ramp, straight ramp. Two, three, four, like that. And then another one next to it-ish, kind of, there. And then another one next to it-ish, there we go. And then I want to go SkyTrack, basic, straight, up, like this. Okay. And then I want to put a checkpoint on the SkyTrack, like that. Okay. And then I'm going to put the finish on the ground over here. Okay. Launch challenge, I guess. So now if we go back, off-road race. Okay. So my SkyTrack is in the world. I need to find where the off-road race starts. Should start right here. Off-road race. Okay. One, finish, right? Okay. I can touch the SkyTrack without killing the car. And then we go through. And I can hit it. Alright. So, in order to create my off-road track, I have to garbage everything that I just spent a few hours making, start all over again, but this time place the checkpoints first, and then make my track. What a waste of an evening, eh? 8 people made this. 8 people thought this was a good idea. Cool. Alright, so now I need to record how to make this stuff. Okay. Which means the entirety of the track that I made when the game first came out has to be completely erased and start over. It just have to be scrapped. It's just effing garbage now. Okay, great, wonderful. Create event, set waypoint back. Edit challenge rules, delete live mix. Cool. Alright, well, at least it's something. Granted, what I made was not really that exciting anyways. That's it for today. I'm kind of really bummed now. What's this? Party at Martha's. Everyone heading over to Martha's Point to celebrate. This is an online thing, I guess. If I select this, can I delete someone else's thing? No? Okay. And who made this? Offline time 150, license point 0, Party Martha's. So does it show, I guess it shows other people's races, or downhill derby. I guess if it's gray, is that someone else's map? Solomon Hirsch Motorhead Reckoning, beat the time to unlock vehicle upgrade and earn maximum license points. Nope. That is not a custom player. So brown, for whatever reason, is custom player. Can I filter by progression events? Gas stations, live mix collectibles, community challenges. Oh, so Party at Martha's isn't? What's this? Dust Storm Mountain. Signal from space. Okay. That's where people are making their tracks. You would think that you'd see more player-made tracks around here, but apparently there's only 2 of them. What's this? Maybe this is something? Terror Tunnel. Weekly challenge created by Guns of the First. Weekly challenge. Beat the other players. Fiery Gauntlet. Obstacle course. Share code. Okay. Well, why would there be so few custom maps? Are there so few people uploading custom maps? Weekly creator challenge. This week's entry from Melinda Storm. Can you set the fastest time? Dead Man's Return. So these are just maps that have been approved, I guess. Where was the obstacle course? One of these said obstacle course. Is this one? Snail race. Is this one? Terror Tunnel. Well, where'd the obstacle course go? Fiery Gauntlet. See, I would like an option to, like, cycle through them. Set waypoint. Select back. Select. That's it. I think I did that one and it wasn't a very good obstacle course. Waypoint. Let's go take a look at it. Not much of an obstacle course if you have to just go straight at full speed. Retry. Don't really care for this.